Good afternoon, it's Elaine with Elaine's Custom Cards with a new, really simple card for you today. I used several stamp sets and some dies. So let's get started on this card. It's just a little birthday card. I thought it was cute. This is Balmy Blue, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. The DSP is 3 by 5.5. We're just going to glue this to the front of our card. And this paper comes from the 6x6 Brights Designer Series paper, I believe. Let's see, yes, the Brights. So that's where this comes from. So glue this on the front of our card. I have a lot of the stuff already prepared so that this video won't be super long. I'm going to center this top to bottom, and then it'll be flush left to right. And if you need to trim one end, looks like I got that one pretty perfect. Yes. Okay. Okay, this is the inside of the card, and it is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. And the stamp set I used for stamping on is the varied vases. For the sentiment on the front, I used birthday wishes, and then hoping your day blooms with happiness is on the inside. And then for the flowers, I used vibrant vases, and I used these flowers right here, stamped them with Granny Apple Green, and then I took Daffodil Delight and used this right here for filling in. So that's what I used on that stamp set. And then I colored in the leaves because they stamp open. So I colored them in with the light Granny Apple Green Stampin' Blends. And then the centers, I used the dark Calypso Coral, and the same thing on this one. And if you don't feel like you got inside all the flowers, you can take your light Daffodil Delight Stampin' Blend and just kind of dab around to fill in all the white spaces if that's important to you. So this is for the inside, and we'll go ahead and put it in there since it's done. Sometimes I like just doing simple, and this one is fairly simple and it's cute. I think it's cute anyway. So we'll center that in the inside of the card, just like so. And I stamped this with Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Okay, now we're going to take this piece, and it is 2 1/8 by 3 5/8. The first thing I did was kind of try to stamp my flowers in the center of this. Then I took and stamped on Whisper White a set of these boots using Memento Black ink, and then I cut off the boot that I didn't want because I just want one boot for this. And once I cut that off, then I colored can't really tell the difference, but I tried to make this part, this little stripe, darker with the dark Balmy Blue, and then I colored the inside of the boot with a light Balmy Blue. But you can put your boot any color you want. And then I had from Celebration I got this twine, and it is actually So Saffron, I believe. but it looked good enough. If you have any of this left from Celebration, that's what I used. If you don't have any, you can just use white or any color that you think will go good with this. Then I took a piece of Calypso Coral cardstock. It is 3 7/8 by 2 3/8. And I went ahead and glued this to the front of it, to my Calypso Coral piece. And I just centered that, just like so, on the front of this piece. Okay? I think that's, well, oh, and there's my mouse. I got my mouse from Special Someone, and I stamped the body, the mouse itself, with basic gray, and then the fill-in I used Smoky Slate. And then I used my Special Day dies and cut out the mouse. It's the mouse. And then I also did a flower, and I did it in the same colors as these flowers, and that little flower's right here, and that's the fill-in part. So then I die cut it, because there's a die for that right here. So here's the die cut for this, and this is the die cut for the mouse. And then I put a mini Stampin' Dimensional on just the back of that flower, and then I put just a little dab of glue, if I can get some out without making a big mess like I normally do. There, I just put a little dab of glue on the bottom of this stem, and then I made it kind of look like, or tried to, like he was hanging on to it, just like this. It's kind of a delicate little thing, but I wanted his little paw kind of showing, so it looked like he was hanging on to that flower. And then I just put dimensionals on the back of him, and some dimensionals on the back of the boot. So let's go ahead and put our boot on here so it looks like the flowers are in the boot. I was wanting to put the mouse in the boot, but he's facing the wrong direction and he was a little too big, so the boot got flowers. And then I took my basic gray, so it didn't look like that boot was just floating out there, and just kind of put some ground under it, just like that. Doesn't take very much. And then I took dimensionals and put on the back of this piece. Some days I just like simple. And this is, the only fussy cutting is cutting that boot out, and it's really simple to cut. The rest, this guy has got the dies. So put this over onto the left side of the card. Just kind of wherever you want, but I centered it top to bottom, but the rest of it doesn't really matter how far over you want it. It's what's appealing to when you look at it. Now that didn't quite get centered. It's good enough. Sometimes it's better just to leave it because it looks fine. And now we're going to put our mouse on there. And then this card will be done. So we'll put our little mouse down here. And there's your card. Very simple. I liked it. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos and you want to know when they're being uploaded, please subscribe to my channel. If you need more explanation on sizes and cardstock and stuff, you can click the little down arrow and there's a link to my blog, and I'll have all this on my blog. So you can also order these supplies from me. You go to elainedotson.stampinup.net, or if you're in my blog, there's a link in there for shopping. It says shop now, and that'll take you to my online store. There's also a PDF of the annual catalog, the 2019-2020 catalog, and there's a PDF of the mini catalog in there, and some links to some of my other cards that I've been making. Most of my cards are, or I think all of my cards are on YouTube, so once you subscribe to my channel, you should be able to find all the cards that I've been making. But some of them are in my blog, because my blog's not very old. I haven't been doing it very long. So you have a blessed day, and have fun stamping.